All right, hey everybody, this is Troy and Dr. Cory again with Body Talk. Hey, this is going to be a fun week this week. We're going to be starting a little series over the next 3 to 4 weeks, Bodies in Motion. So this will be a lot of fun. We just finished up sleep. Dr. Cory, I got a lot of feedback. My age management guys were watching that one a lot on the sleep issues. So I got a lot of pings on sleep and the issues with sleep. So some of these guys chirped up. So hey, if you're looking for us, go to iTunes. And if you just do a search for Body Talk, also include the name Troy. It tends to show up better since I'm the author. You can find us locally here at ohiopain.com. And if you want to contact us directly, 330-242-7669. And we're live up on Facebook, so if they have questions, they can comment up there. You can see it up there and everything. Great. So today's going to be fun. We have Jeff Cheatham here. So Jeff, welcome.
Thank you.
Jeff's with Accelerated Fitness here in Medina. I guess you could just kind of say a community partner.
Yes.
And you know, they do a great job with fitness. So when we start this series on Bodies in Motion, what a better way. I would say you guys are probably the biggest gym here in Medina at this point. I mean, you guys are...
I think so, yes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you guys got a lot going on. I see you on Facebook. I see you on Instagram. I guess just let's get started. Maybe just a little background on you, Jeff, and then the purpose and kind of where you guys are going with Accelerated Fitness.
Okay. So, I mean, I started out, I guess, with weight training stuff when I was 13. So I've been doing this for 22 years. Started as a personal trainer 16 years ago at Valley Total Fitness, and then worked for several companies running their training departments. And then I started my own training company in 2009, and kind of just it was natural for us to eventually open our own gym. So right now, I'm the president of Accelerated Fitness. We opened 2 years ago. You know, we're a full service gym. We also do online training, contest prep for bodybuilders, bikini, etc. And just kind of, I guess, go from there. So
yeah, and with Bodies in Motion, like you guys do a lot of things. I mean, there's more. It's not just like when people think of like a gym, like a Bally's or like maybe the old school like Gold's Gym. It was just machines and weights. But you guys have a million different programs going on there, if I recall.
Yeah, we have group exercise, personal training. Like I said, we do contest prep, we do regular weight loss, work with athletes. You know, we do weight loss challenges, the whole 9 yards.
When you do your group fitness classes, what kind of group fitness are you guys doing? Is it like HIIT training? Is it like Zumba? Because both.
Yeah, we have Zumba, we have Pilates, we have HIIT classes, MMA, like conditioning style MMA. We do Body Max, which is light weights, total body workout. Trying to think what other ones we have. We do like boot camp style workouts, so a little bit of everything.
Yeah. And the other thing too, and Dr. Cory, this will probably lead into some of other stuff as we get into nutrition following this one, but one of the cool things about you guys is like, just take Planet Fitness for instance. Love Planet Fitness, it's cool. It gives people access to a gym, but they kind of go in and they really don't have much guidance. So you guys have your personal trainer. You're a personal trainer.
Yes.
There's other trainers in the gym as well.
Yeah, I think there's 5 other trainers.
There's 5 other trainers. So you guys work obviously one-on-one as personal trainers. So this time of year, I'm sure you're getting a lot of new people.
Yes, we're slammed right now.
So Jeff, when we first met, was just saying, you got all these things going on. He's got work at his home. He's got problems with a rental, and you know it's January, so they're super busy, of course, which is good. But when it comes to personal training, you know, I think it's really cool for a lot of people that start because the number one reason they'll fall out is one of 2 reasons: disinterest, they're not getting results, or injury. Usually the top 2. And when you're working with a personal trainer, the benefits are that you can minimize both.
Correct.
When you're working with someone one-on-one, it may be someone that's listening, maybe their New Year's resolution is to get this going. What would you say to someone out there who's like, you know, I've really considered this fitness thing. I don't know, I'm not comfortable in it. A lot of people just need to step through the door. You know, that's the first step, is just getting through the door. But do you usually recommend people that just try things on their own, start with personal training? Like when you're meeting with someone, what are the recommendations? Maybe someone is listening just kind of curious and going, I've seen you guys, but I just don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not a one size fits all. It kind of, I guess, depends where you're coming from. If you have a background in weight training or not, you know, what you're comfortable with. But I definitely think the additional help is the way to go if you can do it, because it's, you know, if you go in and you're doing your own thing and you're not really sure what you're doing and you spend, you know, a couple of months just kind of spinning your wheels, like you said, a lot of people just kind of give up and fall off. Whereas if you get started with a trainer, you're going to do everything right from the get-go, and you're going to see results, and that's going to get you motivated. It's going to keep you going, and you're not wasting your time just kind of spinning your wheels.
When you're working with someone one-on-one as a personal trainer, you're working with them or your trainers, And I think this is important for people here too, is that, people think that personal training is just, you're guiding them through an exercise program. But the second component to exercise, of course, the biggest one, nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are giving them advice then nutritionally.
Yes, we help them with nutrition quite a bit.
And if you haven't found Accelerated Fitness on like Instagram, just go to @AccelatedFitness Medina. So @Accelerated Fitness Medina. The one thing I like about you guys that I see, I don't know how much you are on Instagram, Dr. Cory, but the one thing I like about you guys is this sculpting, bodybuilding stuff.
Yes.
So you guys don't just kind of know nutrition. I'm going to toot your horn a little bit, because if you see these folks that are doing these things, these bikini shows, bodybuilding shows, maybe talk about macro calculation, things like this, because that's an entire separate piece of fitness that most people will not even understand as they go into just working out. Hey, I just need to start working out. That's part of it. That's good. But talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when it comes to like weight loss and seeing results, probably 80% of it is your nutrition plan.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big part of what we do. And we don't really take a one size fits all approach, because everyone's different. I mean, the number one rule of a diet or lifestyle with eating is adherence. So you have to find what works for each person, whether, when it comes to like eating patterns, whether you're eating 6 meals a day or whether you're doing intermittent fasting, you got to find what helps each person hit their targeted calories and macro counts for the day.
Yeah.
Whether you're tracking macros and you're having a little more flexibility within your diet, or if you're the kind of person that needs a rigid set meal plan that you're following every day.
Sure.
And every single person's different with that. There's nothing wrong with either approach. It's just you have to be honest with yourself. You need to work with someone that can also help you with it to make sure you're getting what fits you best.
I think that's a key piece. Dr. Cory, maybe run with this one a little bit. When it comes to a one size fits none approach, so there's a lot of that out there where it's, hey, I'm doing keto. Hey, I'm doing paleo. Hey, I'm going to do Mediterranean. Hey, I'm going to do this. I think obviously what you guys are doing is great, because it is individual and everybody's different.
Correct.
Maybe expand on that a little bit, Dr. Cory, because we see that a lot here as we work with people nutritionally
for sure.
as well.
Whether it's nutrition or just the care upstairs, there's other offices, places out there that'll be the whole, come in 5 minutes, everybody gets the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, us three come into a place like this or go to nutrition, and all have the same issue or goal, but our bodies respond differently to foods, workouts, and in the realm of recovery, things like that. Different things work, so having those different avenues of care or different types of nutritional, plans, things like that.
Yeah.
It's like you said, that individual, care and that individual plan is really important, just to get those personal goals and things like that. So it's nice to have the options out there versus come in, if it works, great. If it doesn't, sorry, bye.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, that's the problem with fads is, everyone here right now, like going vegan's big, obviously keto diet's big, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong depending on what you're trying to accomplish with your approach. Obviously, some approaches are more optimal than others depending on your goals, but at the end of the day, you got to find what helps you the best and what makes you, what you're able to stick to. And that's what bothers me with a lot of people out there. They get caught up in like one area, like, oh, I'm just doing flexible dieting. Well, some people don't do well with that because they don't like tracking macros. They don't like, or if they have that flexibility, they tend to eat bad foods that they shouldn't be, and then they're not satisfied. Their satiety levels on like sugary foods are obviously not high, so then they end up falling off the wagon. Yeah. Where maybe they would do better with a little more structure, a little more like just like anything in life. Some people can have a lot of flexibility as a business owner. When you're your own owner, the great thing is you have flexibility, but like some people that backfires on because they don't have telling them what to do. Some people need like someone, hey, you do this, and that's it. Other people do need a more flexible approach because if they're not allowed to eat anything they like, if they're not allowed to have pizza here or there, they're going to fall off. So it's all about finding what fits that person.
And I think a lot of people too, if they try to go right out of the gate too restrictive, if they just start restricting everything right away, what do you oftentimes see when people do that?
I mean, most of the time they're not successful.
They tend to fail.
Yeah.
We see that a lot too. If you try to go an all-in approach, 100% of the time going from, bad nutrition to good nutrition, it typically ends in failure. And that's really frustrating for people. And then they kind of get in their mind that they can't do it. And I think one of my favorite ways, we have an anti-aging clinic here. We work with a lot of men in the men's health program. And one of the things I always do when men, come in is I'll start them soft with things. Guys that really aren't exercising or, not really working on nutrition, I like to talk about water first. Just start drinking water, because that's a big one. Drinking water, and then little simple changes as they gradually get in. Let's talk about another advantage to working with a personal trainer, because I think this is a huge advantage, is Many people in January, you rush to the gym, everybody gets started, you guys are overrun, people are doing things. But another reason that people fall out is injury.
Mm-hmm.
So they can still train with an injury. So as a personal trainer, there's a huge advantage to you working with them one-on-one if there's an injury as compared to if they get hurt, they just stop.
Yes.
So maybe talk about how you can train around an injury, because I know, recently with you, you're not there yet, but I'm in my 40s, but we're always training around injury, it seems.
Correct.
And that's an okay thing. And a lot of patients or a lot of folks or people coming to your facility fall out because of an injury. But maybe talk about how you can work around it, because that's big for us.
Yeah.
Keeping them there.
I mean, it kind of depends, I guess, what the injury is, but you're always going to be able to find a way to work around that injury. Now, whether you need to go see a physical therapist or something too on the side, or whether you're like not at that point where you can do a little bit of like post-rehab, rehab type thing and actually still work the muscle, all depends on the level of injury. So like, for instance, I actually tore my bicep playing football on Thanksgiving. I never get hurt in the gym, but outside the gym,
things, isn't it?
Yeah, I wrapped someone up and they hit my arm just right, but so yeah, I'm not able to really train biceps. I mean, I was able to do some really light stuff to get some blood flow in to help with healing. I'm not really able to train back, but I can still train legs. I can still, train shoulders. I can train chest. I can train a lot of other things, and that's going to keep, me burning body fat still. It's going to keep my metabolism up, and it's going to keep the results in those other areas, and I'm going to come back a lot faster than if I just gave up and quit.
Yeah, I think that's such a key point, because how often do we hear this? And we're seeing patients in pain all day, so we hear it all the time, and I get it on the front end. I know you guys get it on the back end as we're seeing folks together, but a lot of patients come in, they go, well, I'm exercising, what should I do? And our goal is always keep them moving, because it's better to stay moving. Of course, body's in motion. That's the whole point of this series. We want to keep you moving. So if you have an injury or something like that, there are ways to train around it, whether it's with a personal trainer. Dr. Cory's a chiropractor, physical therapist, there are ways to train around injuries with good guidance from people. So don't let that be the hold up. I want to talk about if it's okay with you, your bikini body sculpting stuff, because that's obviously what seems to be a really fun but dialed in component. And that isn't just done kind of like okay. Like, you guys are really good at this. If you look at these people, if you again go to Instagram and go to Accelerated Fitness Medina and look at some of their photos of like these stage photos and before and afters and things like this, this is no simple thing. This is really cool what you guys are doing for some of these people. Maybe expand on that a little bit, because I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I know. I mean, obviously they put in the work, but we lay out the blueprint for them. But I started bodybuilding probably 2006 or 7. I started fairly young, at like 20 or so. I did my first show, and then I've done shows off and on throughout then. And my wife decided, right when Bikini came out, she decided she wanted to try it out. So I helped her get ready for that show, and then she, at that point, I wasn't really coaching anyone with it, so she actually went to someone else to coach her for a couple of shows, and then we decided that I would take over her prep, and she was the first person I prepped, and she did great. She actually won her show, and she had a couple friends that asked her, "Hey, what'd you do to get ready?" And she's like, "Well, Jeff helped me get ready." So they asked me to prep them, and it just kind of happened organically. I wasn't actually out seeking like contest.
You just kind of stumbled across it, huh?
Now I always have 15, 20 competitors in any given time. I love doing it. It's fun because people that are competing, you have to be dialed in. You have to do everything right. You have to be on your meal plan. You have to be hitting your workouts. And they follow through. I know if I give them a plan, they're going to do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So that's what I love, is they're very compliant clients.
Yeah.
You know how
they have a very specific goal.
You tell them do this, and you know that they may or may not do it. Well, with competitors, they're doing everything that we say, and that's why you see the tremendous results that they get. So we're doing everything for them. We're setting up the workouts, the cardio plan, the meal plan. We check in with them at the beginning, at least every week, with either if they're coming in person, because we also do this online. Either if they're coming in person, we make sure we see them every single week. If they're not, they send us pictures every single week. They send us their weight, they send us any biofeedback, like how are your hunger levels, how are your energy levels, things like that. And then we adjust everything as needed based off the results. So with competitors, you have to be right on top of it, because let's say you're doing a 16-week prep, just as an example. That's kind of the most common prep for a show.
I see.
If you fall behind for 1 or 2 weeks, that can really mess up your end results. So you
Hard
have to
to
stay on
catch
top
up.
of it. as we get closer to the show, we may even check in every 2 to 3 days. You know, just depends again on how they're responding and, you know, whether we've worked with them before, things like that. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it kind of just happened organically, and it's, you know, it's decent, I guess, amount of what we do too, because we have a lot of competitors that work out at our gym, which is nice.
Yeah,
So
I see a lot of them on there.
Yeah.
And then tell me about the online thing, because I didn't even know you did that. What's that do? Like, how does that work?
That kind of happened the same way. I had someone ask me to help them that was like, you know,
Stepping on landmines
2 or
over
3
there.
hours away, and I'm like, yeah, I can write you out, you know, everything, and you can just send me all your pictures and stuff. And the first couple people I did, it was all through email, and you know, it was just generic. Now we have an app that we use, Trainerize. It's great for like online training.
What's it called?
Trainerize.
Okay.
So
Cool.
what it is we'll, you know, work with, we have someone like we have a couple people over in like Europe, we have a client in Hawaii, etc. So what we do is, you know, they'll fill out a very detailed consultation where we get all the details we can to build out their plan. We'll build out a workout plan for them in the app. With the app, it's great because it has a video of each and every exercise on how to do it. So if, you know, I put squats in there and you're not sure how to do proper form,
Awesome.
there's a video of that. And then also, obviously, if you're having issues or if you're more advanced, like a power lifter, and you need feedback on your squat form, you can take a video yourself and send it to us, and we can critique it and tell you what you need to adjust. But there's a video of every exercise. You can log your weight and your reps and everything right in there, and then we can see it on our end. So I can see weekly, are you getting stronger? You know, what's happening with this? And you can put any notes about the workout in there. And same with the meal plan. You put your pictures right in the app. We can compare your weekly pictures, see how it keeps it all nice and neat, and it's great. So, but yeah, we check in with anyone that's an online client at least weekly, see how everything's going, and adjust as needed. Again, so you know, the workout plan, you know, it may be a 3-week block, it might be an 8-week block, just depends what we're doing, and we adjust as needed based off of that. And then obviously same with nutrition is, you know, if they're seeing results, they might go 8 weeks doing the same thing, or they may need almost weekly adjustments.
Now, when you're with this online thing, I would imagine that's growing.
Yes.
So I think it's really cool. So I don't know if we boost this one out a little bit further. So I mean, geez, we can't boost it. We don't boost typically worldwide, but as we get this one out, I think that's awesome. That's a really, really cool thing. And you would think that would catch on like wildfire. I don't know of anybody doing that in Northeast Ohio. And I don't think there's a lot of other gyms even doing a lot of the bikini shows, things like that, at least in this general area in Medina.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a lot of gyms. There are some other coaches and stuff out there. There's some other online coaches as well, I believe, but I don't think there's very many places that are doing it all. They have the gym, have the online training, and have the contest prep going on.
Yeah.
So.
Locally, where are most of the competitions? So like when you guys are doing that, and then I want to toot your wife's horn a little bit because she's a pretty cool young lady too. But where are most of these shows at?
So, I mean, we mostly do like Pennsylvania and Ohio is where most of our competitors compete. So Pittsburgh area has a lot of shows, so we travel a lot down to Pittsburgh area. You know, there's a couple in Cleveland every year. There's one at Kent State every year, so we do those ones most of the time. But you know, I might have people competing in Michigan or Indiana, Kentucky. It's popular. And if at all possible, we typically drive down and watch your show and help them out there too. You know, sometimes if you're going to go really far away, we might not be able to make your show, but we can at least still be checking in with you through FaceTime or whatever it may be during the day of the show to make sure you're on point and you know your nerves are settled, all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's just awesome. Let's talk a little bit about Lindsay. So your wife, Lindsay,
Yes.
and she's an RN.
Correct.
And she's working as an RN, but she also works at the gym.
Yes.
So she's working one-on-one with a lot of clients too.
Yeah, she does a lot of the training, and she also like any of the bikini competitors, she teaches them how to pose, and she does the majority of their workout plans. I still kind of handle the meal plan for them. But yeah, she does a lot with online training too. She actually has a lot more online clients than I do. I have a little more to do on this side of the gym more than that. So she handles the majority of online clients she handles. So yeah, she's very, very busy. But yeah, she works, I don't know, 20 hours as a nurse, and the rest of the time she's either at the gym or working on her computer at home on online clients.
Yeah,
so
I think it's just an awesome knowledge base. You know, being an RN, being in their personal training, you know, and in her background in medicine and the ability to be right there in the gym working one-on-one with clients.
Yeah, and that's something we're kind of hoping down the road to break into a little more, is like a little more in the wellness end of things. So I feel like the fitness industry is going to go that direction to a degree. You know, we're working more in the wellness end of things. So having an RN on staff is a big help because, you know, down the road, you know, we may be able to start offering other programs that other places aren't able to do without that knowledge.
Sure.
So,
yeah, I don't think there's anybody that's, you know, that.
Trying to tie it all together.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, I mean, you go in and meet with someone at a doctor's office and they tell you go exercise, you need to lose 20 pounds.
Yeah, diabetics,
whatever
right?
it may be, right?
Right.
But that's pretty much it. And then, you know, if they come to the gym and they meet with someone like a nurse and they can do like your blood pressure, they can do some of these other things and tell you, hey, this is what you need to do, and then point you in the right direction. Hey, go over here and talk to them about personal training, or go over here and talk to them about a meal plan and things like that. It kind of ties together better. And actually, kind of all came to heaven. We went to a FISA event out in Florida in November, and there's a couple gyms not around here in like Florida area that are doing that. They're actually bringing in on like registered dietitians and nurses and things like that, and they're having a separate wellness component inside their facility. And they're doing it through like reimbursement through insurance because they have actually registered dietitians and nurses on staff, and they said it's working great because a lot of people feel a lot more comfortable coming there for their wellness visits versus like going to a hospital and you know, just talking to the doctor.
Well, and truly, you know, I think this is a really important point. Not to knock, you know, I'm trained medically, but I went through a PA program, and you know, medical doctors go through their medical doctorate program, but guess how much nutrition we get?
Very little.
None.
Yes.
So we don't talk about nutrition at all. So when, you know, if you're a diabetic or a type 2 diabetic out there, a lot of diabetics don't realize they can get off a lot of their medicines just by two simple things, diet and exercise. And every provider knows it. We'll probably talk about this one maybe next week. Actually, we'll get into this one a little bit because I can really go on this one. But there's a lot of diabetics out there that don't realize that nutrition and exercise are the top two priorities. We as clinicians oftentimes don't talk about that because they're rushed. So the doctor comes in, oh, hey, you're diabetic, so you're going to need to take this medicine, give you a couple of sheets on nutrition, exercise, have a great day, see you back in 8 weeks, we'll check your blood sugar again. And even when they meet with a registered dietitian, they get recommendations on what to do, but most are confused. So most of them don't know what to make, how to make it, what foods, you know, specifically to eat. So they come in, I'm sure you see a ton of them, completely confused. So I think that's awesome with what you guys do. And if Lindsay runs with that, I think it's dynamite.
Yeah, no, it's very good. I mean, obviously, you know, you still have your other scope of practices that people need to go see, but if we can bring a little bit more to it and get everyone, I don't know, more on board with fitness, you know, because it shouldn't just be, I guess gyms I feel like are really good at getting fit people fitter, but we need to help the people that are sick and like, you know, overweight, have diabetes, things like that. And we do a decent job with that, don't get me wrong, but I mean, if you look at the trends, obesity is still going up, so we got to do something better in order to reach those people.
If you look back, we have this 5 minutes already. Jeez Louise, it just goes so fast. So we have this weight loss lecture that we do a lot, and one of the slides that I really like in there kind of goes to the trend from 1980 up till 1998, I think 2004 is where it goes. And you look at the obesity trend. In 1980, I think it was about 10% of the population was obese. And you go all the way up to 1998, we were like 34%. And you keep projecting that out, and you go to 2050, almost 60% of the population at that point will be obese, BMI greater than 30, which is significant. And those are the people that we want to reach, because people that work out are going to stick.
Yes.
They're going to stick. The people that want to work out, maybe take it to the next level, are going to get into the things that you guys do. But the average person out there, the people that we see, a lot of them that come in, back pain, they want to exercise, they're overweight, they've stopped exercising because their back hurts, their knee hurts. We get them better. What a great place to go, eh?
No, for sure. And what's scary too is these people that come in, and the ones that do eventually want to work out, it takes a major life or health scare to get to that point. I have a heart attack, I had to have a stent put in, or something like this. It's like, let's do something before we get to that point, because those health scares could be fatal.
Yeah.
And why wait? Take that chance.
Yeah, preventative care.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
Well, prevention begins before an issue begins. So
that's what I mean. Yeah, start early, start young.
Start early, start young, and it's never too late to start.
Very true.
So it's never too late to start. Well, already at the end here. Hey, if you want to find these guys, your website, Jeff.
Accelerated-fitness.com.
Great. And again, Instagram, which I know has a big following, at Accelerated Fitness Medina. And hey, if you want to check out our podcast, go up to iTunes, search under Body Talk /Troy. You'll find us easily. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. You can find us. And Dr. Cory, you've been pretty quiet today. Final thoughts?
Final thoughts is these guys are great. I mean, if you just listen to this or just what they're about, just starting off, 20 plus years of being in fitness. One, you got people that know what they're doing. You're not going somewhere where they got a high school kid that took a weekend class to get trained on how to do it. So they know top to bottom, inside and out. The biggest thing that speaks up to me is, we talk about individualized care. They enjoy what they do and they listen to their clients. They see what they want to do. And if you go back to some of the greatest coaches of all time in all of sports, it doesn't matter where you're at. They didn't bring guys in that fit their system. They're like, hey, you got to come here and do what we do. They brought guys in, saw what they were good at, saw what they wanted to do, saw their strengths, and they worked with them. I think that's what they do. And the biggest thing too, you could tell they care. They just said they went and traveled to the shows. That's they care about it. They care about what their clients do, and that's important. So you want to be in good hands, and people that take care of you, I think they can't find a better place.
Yeah, I love it. Jeff, keep doing what you're doing. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, until next time. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.